We are talking teamwork, collaboration, mastery, skill, and accomplishment, which can only mean we are discussing the Three of Pentacles. Come with me and we'll talk about the symbolism and the imagery. So we've gone from the Two of Pentacles and we're now entering into the Three of Pentacles. So the journey would be that we go from managing things independently and having to juggle things independently to collaboration and to bringing people together to work on a common goal, to share our skills, to share our mastery. The journey of the Two to the Three is highlighting basically the need to know when it's important to ask for help. You can't always do everything on your own. Sometimes you need others' input. So let's discuss this person here. This is the craftsman and it's representing skill, craftsmanship and attention to detail. It is showing the mastery that comes from hard work and dedication. And it also often symbolizes that you are becoming a master in your chosen field. The next two figures we'll discuss are these two figures over here, the benefactors or the assessors. These two figures are here to symbolize cooperation. They're here to symbolize feedback. They're here to symbolize expertise. These two figures here, they are essential for the craftsman to be able to realize his vision. It's emphasizing the idea that great accomplishments are often the result of teamwork and outside guidance. They're not always a result of just purely doing everything on your own. These three figures also are there to represent different roles and collaboration which are required in a project. Now, at the top up here, we've got Three Pentacles. You could almost say that they're set in stone. It is showing the fruition of collaborative efforts that can come about. And the fact that they're being set in stone shows that these collaborative efforts, the fruition from them, has stability, has longevity. You'll also notice that he's holding like tools in his hands and things like that. And this is signifying the very specific tools that each person can bring to this collective project. So the tools are symbolizing not only the specialist skills that are required for this collective project, but also it's showing the application of these skills in a very earthly manner, as in physically applying these skills to this project. Now, I don't know if you can see properly, but over here, one of the other figures is holding on to some blueprints. Now, the blueprints are there to signify the original dream, the original plan. And it's showing that the blueprints are there to act as a guide to help you along your journey to actually create this idea that you have in the 3D. So we're talking basically the need to have some solid plan. You don't just leg and a wing it or just, we'll just try it and see what happens. You need a solid plan to ensure that your dream becomes a reality. And then obviously the whole building itself is supposed to be a cathedral. Now this is showing the long-term vision, the grand overall plan. You know, you can look at it as a spiritual element as well, whereby this specific thing that you're working on, there is a higher purpose to it. There is a divine plan behind this, but it is to signify basically the very grand vision that's where it began, and this is what it's going to turn into. And that is all your symbolism and imagery within this card. So join me on the next one. We'll talk about the upright interpretations. Welcome back to part 2 of the Three of Pentacles. We're going to be talking about the upright interpretations if this was to come out in a tarot reading. So let's get into that. Now, we've already discussed that this card is all about teamwork, collaboration, mastery, skill, and accomplishment. So pretty much that's what it's going to mean when it comes out in a tarot reading. But generally speaking, you know, the craftsman himself there, he's completely engrossed in what he's doing. You know, he's paying a lot of attention to the details of his work. He's obviously being watched over by others and guided by others and receiving validation from others on his work. So this is indicating that you are either, you know, nearing the completion of a project which you're massively involved in, that's going to bear fruit and bear fruit really well. Or it could be celebrating, you know, the quality of your work. If this card comes out, it could be trying to show you to make sure that you're paying attention to details. You know, elevate your skills where necessary, ask for help and support where necessary, where you feel you might be lacking in something. You know, it's saying that your efforts are going to be rewarded as long as you know, put in the effort. And don't think you can just do everything on your own, because we can't always. Okay, so if we're talking about love, we're talking about relationships, and this card came out. This card is showing you that if you're kind of in a relationship, that cooperation and effective teamwork are really important within your relationship. Having open and honest communication is massively important. Having mutual respect for each other is massively important. You know, that's what's going to build a strong, long-lasting relationship for you. It could also indicate that you're entering into the next phase of your relationship, because obviously he's holding blueprints, which is like the long-term dream. But then we have the built cathedral, which is like the grand dream in actuality. So this could be signifying the next step in a relationship. So if you were just dating, maybe you start getting serious. If you're already serious, maybe start moving in together. Maybe you go from living together to proposing. You know, you get the drift. It can, if you're looking for love, it can also signify, you know, listening to advice from others. Maybe there's some, I don't know, maybe you're like online dating or something, and somebody else has a look at your profile and goes, oh, you know, if you tweak this there, change that picture there, you know, you might stand, you know, better chances of getting more views on your online dating profile. Or it can talk about, you know, maybe allowing other people to help you to meet other people by, you know, maybe attending an event or whatever. But yeah, it can signify being open to help from others. If this comes out in like a career or finance reading, it's usually a very positive omen, saying that you are going to be rewarded for your hard work. Whether that's going to be through, you know, a promotion, through successful projects, new job offers, you know, skill upgrades, whatever. Everything you've done has been seen, acknowledged, and you're going to reap the rewards of that. If you were looking to maybe upgrade your skill level in regards to work, and the Three of Pentacles comes out, then that would be a very big sign to, yes, go ahead, do some more learning, upgrade your skill level. It's going to be very beneficial for you in the future. And obviously, because this card is all about teamwork and collaboration, you're encouraged to consider partnerships, joint ventures, collaborations, because that's going to help you reach your financial goal quicker. All in all, the Three of Pentacles is actually a really nice card, because it does show that there's going to be recognition for your efforts, that effective teamwork is going to yield results, that you are a master in your craft, or you're becoming a master in your craft and you're being noticed for it. So yeah, all in all, the Three of Pentacles is lovely. So join me in the next one. We'll be discussing the Four of Pentacles.